Hey everyone, and welcome back to another storytime video here on the StrauberryJam channel. Today I'm going to be sharing with you guys the story of my first job. Oh man, those are the days back in the day working my first job, because I know you guys are around the age where you can get a part-time job, or you guys are looking for employment, so I figured I'd share my experiences with you guys of working in my first job. So my first job was at possibly the coolest place in the world, guys. Kmart. That's right. Everyone's been to Kmart before, dude. It's a freaking sick place. Not really. But hey, it was a pretty rad job I had. I had some fun there. Some days were hard, some days were easy. Yeah, it was pretty cool. Anyway, so this was around 2011, right after I had turned 15. And for the longest time, I had always wanted a part-time job because I have this passion to work and like make money, and like it probably goes to like the other part of me that loves to spend money. So like, you know, you gotta make money to spend money. Anyway, so as soon as I turned 15, I went job hunting, and Kmart was one of like the easiest places to get into. I applied for the job. I got it like almost instantly, and I started working there as a checkout chick. So yeah, I was a checkout chick for like a good like 6 months of my job. I was there. I think I started working around, like Christmas-y. So like it was a super busy time to start, which was like super stressful, but psh, I can handle that, dude. That was easy. But yeah, it was super crazy at Christmas. There was a lot of angry customers, and those customers who would come through with like shopping carts, like multiple shopping carts. Like I had a customer that came through with freaking 4 shopping carts of stuff, dude. Do you know how freaking hard that is? And then like she's like, oh, you know what? I don't actually want this one thing that like I scanned like 4 hours ago. So then I have to go looking through like all our bags to take it off the thing. Freaking, oh my god, dude, it's annoying. But yeah, being a checkout chick wasn't too hard. Once I learned how the computer worked and stuff, it was pretty simple to like get people's stuff done, and I became pretty good at it. I managed to get people's like checkout like really quickly, and I feel like I was super nice. I was like, hey, how are you? How's your day going? And I'm actually really glad that I got that job to start out with, because it helped me like grow my confidence, really like opened me up to like talk to customers and stuff. Because if I hadn't had that job starting out, dude, I would be screwed. Because if you guys didn't know about me, I used to be like ridiculously shy, but like ever since I went to work and this whole like YouTube channel, like growing up and everything, it's like really improved my confidence, and I become a much more confident person. Anyway, so a couple months working this job, it was a pretty rad time. Only a couple people like really ticked me off. There was like one person, like line manager, who would like really annoy me because she was super rude all the time, and like she would always be like super annoying. But then one day like I outplayed her and she freaking got wrecked. So like that, after that, she was like never really rude to me. I guess she was always just rude to like the new people starting out, which is not a nice thing to do, dude. Don't be rude to anyone. So yeah, after a couple months of this, I worked pretty hard, dude. I made a nice buck, because during Christmas times, like your pay gets like doubled depending on holidays and stuff, and weekends your pay gets doubled. And I would always work on weekend, and like if you started work at 5 a.m. your pay would get doubled. Dude, I was making so much money, and I was like so proud of myself. And that first job really helped me afford stuff like starting out my YouTube channel. So if I had never had this job, dude, you guys would have never seen this YouTube channel, because it helped me afford my computer, helped me afford like my microphone, helped me afford everything, dude. And I was like really happy with like everything that I had done, dude. I was pretty proud of myself. Anyway, so 6 months of working as a checkout chick has been pretty rad, dude. But one day I go into work and I get hauled up by a different manager, a manager who never really would talk to me. And he said, you're not working this today, Mitch. And I was like, wait, what? He's like, you're working this. And I was like, what the heck? And I was working on this job called recovery. And I was super confused at first. I was like, no, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm scared, dude. What I didn't realize was I had sort of received a promotion. I hadn't got promoted in the fact that my pay had rise or anything, but I got promoted in the fact that I would have to do less work and earn the exact same amount of pay. So in recovery, you get set a certain amount of area around the store, and all you have to do is take care of it for however long your shift is. So my shift was usually like 3 to 4 hours. So for 4 hours, I would just have to sit in this part of the store and just make sure it's clean. And if you guys are like me and you love stuff being super clean and like OCD and like, you know, having your shelf like everything's all like nice and lined up, dude, this job was so satisfying, because I would go into work, see an area that was messy, and I would just clean it up for like 4 hours, which maybe sounds like a really terrible job for some people, dude, but I enjoyed it. I liked it a lot, dude. It was a lot of fun. So yeah, I would get this job. Like I would just come into work. Sometimes I would be super clean and I wouldn't have to do much work. Some days it would be super messy and I would have to work my little butt off. But dude, it was worth it, dude. I had a lot of fun, and it was pretty rad. Anyway, so after doing this job and getting like more and more hours of work for a while, I got promoted again, and this is what really killed this freaking job for me, dude. I really wish I didn't get promoted. This wasn't even a promotion. This was a depromotion. I don't know what I did to deserve this, but I guess more skilled people require this job, so I guess I was somewhat more skilled than other people. Anyway, so I come into work on like 5 a.m. on a Saturday, The Kmart I worked at was a 24/7 Kmart, and it was in kind of a trashy area, and there's a lot of like druggy people who would come in, people who are like off their face on alcohol, people who would like have no idea what they're doing, and they would just like yell at people in the store and stuff and get really agitated. Or there was just like generally like angry people in the area, and it was like somewhat scary sometimes. But I come to work at 5 a.m. on the Saturday to work like an 8-hour shift. And I see on my little like roster that I'm not doing like a regular work today. I'm doing customer service. And I was like, what the heck's that? And I get given a phone and I'm told to just walk around the store. So for the first like 2 hours, it was so easy. All I had to do was just walk around, just talk to like other employees and like work buddies and stuff, just have a good time. But then like once people started waking up around like 7-8 o'clock in the morning, my phone started going off, and these people were so like grumpy, dude. I don't know, like 1 in like 3 calls, I would get someone who would just abuse me for no reason. Like I would get someone who was so mad for no reason, just because like, I don't know, the store didn't have something that they wanted, or just because they had a bad experience at the store, or just because they were an angry person. They were like, you know what, I'm gonna call Kmart today and freaking get really pissed at them. Oh my god, dude, customer service, it was not fun at all, dude. This job lasted like oh my god, dude, this job was not fun at all. I had zero fun with this job. My worst experience working on customer service was one day I get a phone call from one of the girls who worked on the front counter, which is like the scariest job ever. I'm so glad I didn't have to do that. You have to deal with everyone who's like coming in because they're like returning something because it didn't work. They're generally always like angry people. Anyway, so I get a call from her saying, can you please help me? There's a really hostile woman and the security guard's on his break, because this store had a security guard because it was like in like a really like shifty area. And I come from like the back because I was like on my lunch break, and I come out and this lady is screaming, dude. I can hear her on the other side of the store. Oh my god, I have never had like a worse yelling match with anyone in my life, dude. This lady was so abusive, and she was returning something that didn't even come from Kmart. Like she was trying to scam us and we weren't accepting the return. Like what the heck's wrong with you, dude? There are just some crazy people in this world, and dude, just, like probably like 45% of them came into that store. After that incident, she like broke some glass in the store. She broke like a window. She freaking like attacked one of the employees. It was crazy. The police had to come. It was ridiculous. So I worked that job for like another like 6 months or so. So I probably worked at Kmart for like a total of like a year and a couple months, and it was a lot of fun, and like it was a good way to learn how stuff worked. But after I received my first YouTube paycheck for like $100 in January, I was like, you know what, dude, I'm quitting this job. And I never went back, dude. Like I didn't even like go into like say that I quit. Like I was just like, you know what, I'm too good for these guys. I just didn't go, which I didn't really do it that way. I just like skipped a couple shifts because I was like, you know what, I don't want to put my time into this job anymore, dude. It's making me depressed. So like I just didn't go in anymore. And I still haven't been in that Kmart to this day, dude. Oh my god, I should go back one day. But anyway, that's my experiences with my first job. I want to hear what you guys did for your first job. If not, I want to hear what you guys want to do for your first job. Honestly, everything's good, but never work customer service, guys. I'm telling you, if you get offered a job in customer service, just be like, you know what? No, thank you, because yeah, you get abused quite a lot. Anyway, that's gonna be it for today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this little story. If you want to hear anything else, leave a comment down below. And as far as I know, you've been watching, I've been StrauberryJam. This has been Storytime, and I'll see you guys all again next time. Bye bye.